Modern kitchen gadgets made of cheap plastic often break quickly, but in Grandma's cupboards, tools from the 60s are still slumbering, built to last forever. Today, we're looking at 27 of these forgotten cordless helpers. In their simplicity and robustness, they remain unbeatable. Let's start with the first classic that no kitchen could do without, the food mill. This mechanical straining device made of sturdy metal effortlessly separates skins and seeds from the fruit flesh. Grandma used it to make the finest applesauce or wonderfully creamy tomato sauces completely without electricity. By simply turning the crank, the soft food is pressed through the perforated bottom. What remained was a velvety consistency that no modern blender can achieve as gently. The angled blade scrapes the bottom clean, while only the leftovers stay on top. It's quick and the result simply tastes better. No loud motors, no cable mess, just clever mechanics that never break. Another device that works purely by hand power is coming up next. The manual meat grinder. Made of heavy cast iron, it was screwed firmly to the table edge and withstood any pressure. Grandma turned the big crank completely relaxed, while the finest ground meat came out the front. No plastic gears that break at the smallest sinew. Whether for meatballs, Christmas spritz cookies, or chopping tough vegetables, this device handled everything. The sharp steel disc cut cleanly and didn't mash. After use, it was simply rinsed in hot water, dried, and waited for the next job. A tool for generations that in modern kitchens has often been replaced by loud, delicate machines. But anyone who has worked with it knows its true value. The mechanical hand mixer, a real classic with a hand crank and two sturdy metal beaters. When Grandma wanted to whip cream, she didn't reach for the loud electric mixer. A few quick turns on the side were completely enough. The gearbox inside translated the movement perfectly so the beaters spun rapidly. Completely without cables or sockets, you were totally free in the kitchen. No annoying buzzing, just the quiet clattering of metal in the bowl. The cream became wonderfully stiff and the dough for Sunday crumb cake was smoothly mixed in no time. A simple, ingenious principle that never fails. The cast iron Spätzle press. A heavy monster made of cast metal that looks like an oversized garlic press. Grandma filled the tough dough in and pressed the long levers together with calm strength. Perfect. Even Spätzle fell straight into the boiling salted water below. No wobbly plastic ricers that go soft over hot steam. The cool metal lay securely in the hand and transferred the force perfectly. The holes were punched exactly, so the noodles had the right thickness to soak up the gravy beautifully later. After the meal, a brush and hot water were enough, and the good piece was clean again. The classic egg slicer. A small aluminum frame with fine but extremely tear-resistant steel wires. Grandma placed the hard-boiled egg inside, pressed the handle down, and had flawless slices for the potato salad in a fraction of a second. Nothing fell apart. The yolk stayed exactly where it belonged. Modern plastic versions often break by the third egg, but this little metal tool lasted for decades. Grandma even used it to slice soft-boiled potatoes or mushrooms into even slices. A tiny helper so simply constructed that it simply cannot break. The mechanical kitchen scale. A solid housing with a large, easy-to-read dial and a removable bowl. Grandma didn't need batteries that went dead at the crucial moment. She placed the flour in the bowl and the pointer immediately moved reliably to the right number. A small wheel on the side served for tearing. The spring mechanism inside worked absolutely precisely, whether it was 10 grams of baking powder or 2 kilos of apples. The enamel bowl was easy to wash. This scale always stood ready on the work surface and was not only incredibly practical but also a real eye-catcher. The wooden whisk. A simple stick of light wood with a small star of flat tines carved at the lower end. Grandma took it between her flat hands and rubbed them quickly together. This made the whisk spin rapidly in the pot, perfect for dissolving lumps in sauce or whipping milk foamy. No electricity, no effort, just pure handwork. The wood protected the pots, didn't scratch, and over the years developed a wonderfully smooth surface. It fit in every drawer and was always immediately ready when things had to go fast at the stove again. The cast iron coffee grinder, a small wooden box with a little drawer and a heavy steel grinding mechanism on top. Grandma filled the roasted beans into the hopper and turned the crank. The grinder slowly and gently broke the beans without burning them through friction heat. This way, the full aroma was preserved. The scent of freshly ground coffee drifted through the whole kitchen, even before the water boiled. The grind could be adjusted exactly with a small screw. The fragrant powder collected in the little wooden drawer below. A ritual that made the morning truly cozy. The cast iron roaster, a massive black pot with a heavy lid that stored heat evenly for hours. Grandma put it in the oven on Sundays, where the meat could slowly and gently braise in its own juices. Over time, the cast iron developed a natural patina. This layer worked better than any modern non-stick coating from the supermarket. Nothing burnt on, nothing stuck. The result was always butter-tender meat and an incomparably rich gravy that made the whole house smell like home. A pot for eternity that only got better with every roast. The matching side dish was then prepared on this special wooden board I'll show you now. The wooden cabbage slicer. A long, sturdy wooden board with 3 extremely sharp, diagonally set steel blades. A small sled held the cabbage head securely, while Grandma pushed it in even strokes over the blades. This created wafer-thin strips for the pot in just a few minutes. Without much effort, the vegetable glided over the wood. This is a technique that remains completely unmatched today. No kitchen machine cuts cabbage into such clean, perfect threads so quickly. After work, the board was simply rinsed under running hot water, dried, and waited for its next use. So simple and yet extremely effective. The cast iron stovetop waffle iron. A heavy iron with 2 massive plates, deep honeycomb pattern, and long handles. Grandma didn't need a socket for her famous Sunday waffles. She placed the iron directly on the hot stove plate. The thick metal stored the enormous heat perfectly and transferred it evenly to the liquid batter. One flip and the waffle was extremely crispy outside and wonderfully soft inside. Modern electric coatings often peel after a few years, but this heavy device lasted forever. Before baking, it was simply rubbed with a piece of bacon rind. The scent of hot butter and vanilla immediately filled the whole house. 12. The massive beach rolling pin. No hollow plastic, no light silicone. Grandma's rolling pin was a heavy, thick cylinder of pure beech wood. Its high own weight did almost all the work when rolling out. Whether tough noodle dough or sticky cookie dough, with calm, even movements, everything became wafer thin and perfectly flat. The smooth wooden surface only needed a little flour, so absolutely nothing stuck. Over the years, the wood became wonderfully supple from all the butter. After baking, it was never washed but only wiped dry. A simple piece of nature that was indispensable in every real baking kitchen. The heavy glass lemon squeezer. A heavy plate with a sharp, ridged cone in the middle and a small spout. Grandma simply pressed the half lemon firmly onto it and twisted it back and forth. The hard edges of the glass completely tore open the fruit chambers. The pure juice flowed into the deep groove, while the seeds were safely held back by the small glass nubs. No motors that break, no plastic that discolors from the acid. The heavy glass stood absolutely slip-proof on the work surface. A quick rinse under running water was enough, and the good piece sparkled like new again. The classic box grater from Tin Plate, a sturdy tower with 4 different sides that stood on every kitchen table. Grandma simply grated everything with it, from hard nutmeg to raw potatoes for potato pancakes to thick carrots. The punched holes were extremely sharp and didn't bend even under firm pressure. The large handle on top lay securely in the hand, while the wide base below provided absolute stability. Everything fell cleanly into the middle without messing up half the kitchen. Modern graters made of thin metal often wobble dangerously, but this massive piece of tin stood like a fortress. The tall enamel milk pot. A narrow, tall pot with a long handle and a distinctive spout on the side. Grandma boiled fresh milk in it every morning. The thick steel core conducted the heat incredibly quickly upward, while the smooth enamel layer prevented the milk from sticking immediately. The long handle never got too hot. When the milk rose, one quick grab was enough to pull the pot off the stove. The hot milk could then be poured completely drip-free into the cups through the small spout. The hard, glass-like surface was extremely scratch-resistant and very easy to clean. The mechanical can opener with pliers, two sturdy levers made of solid metal, and a small, extremely sharp cutting wheel. Grandma placed it on the edge of the can, pressed the pliers firmly together, and turned the little wing wheel. The sharp knife glided through the thick tin like through soft butter. Nothing jammed, nothing slipped. The lid was cleanly separated without leaving dangerous jagged edges. No comparison to today's wobbly plastic openers whose gears often spin out after just a few weeks. This heavy tool lay perfectly in the hand and performed its duty for decades without complaint. Simple but completely indestructible mechanics. The massive wire potato masher. A thick wooden handle with a heavy wavy spiral of thick steel wire attached at the bottom. Grandma made the creamiest mashed potatoes in the world with it. The hot potatoes were pressed through the thick wire loops, without the starch becoming gluey. Modern immersion blenders often turn potatoes into a tough, inedible paste. The old masher, on the other hand, left exactly the right amount of fine pieces that make a real mash. With some hot milk and a good piece of butter, an absolute poem was created. The thick wire never bent, no matter how hard you pressed. The simmer pot with whistle. Do you know when milk boils over on the stove in seconds and burns? Grandma didn't know this problem at all. She used a clever double-walled simmer pot. She simply filled some water into the space between before putting the pot on the hot plate. The milk inside was only heated by the hot steam. Absolutely nothing could burn or boil over. As soon as the water in the space boiled properly, a loud whistle came from the small valve on the edge. Grandma knew immediately. The pot bottom always stayed sparkling clean and without burnt residue. For roasting in the oven, she used a material from nature. The Rummertopf clay pot, a bulbous vessel made of pure, unglazed, natural clay. Before use, the pot was simply soaked in cold water for some time. The fine pores of the clay soaked up fully. In the hot oven, this water then evaporated very slowly. This created a perfect steam cooking environment. Grandma put the meat and vegetables inside, closed the lid, and left the rest to the oven. Everything completely without additional fat. The dish cooked extremely gently, stayed wonderfully juicy, and kept its full aroma. No modern plastic roasting bag comes close to this pure taste. After the meal, the pot was only cleaned with hot water and a brush. Dish soap was strictly forbidden because the clay would have absorbed the taste. An ingenious piece of nature. The mechanical kitchen timer. A small, heavy metal housing, often in the shape of half an egg or a simple cylinder. Grandma wound the wheel with a strong turn until it stopped and then set the desired time. The loud, rhythmic ticking filled the whole kitchen and gave the beat while baking or cooking. When the time was up, a penetrating ringing sounded through the house. No empty batteries, no complicated digital displays that immediately fail when wet. The simple clockwork inside was absolutely indestructible. A faithful companion that ensured the Sunday roast never burned in the oven. The heavy cast iron pan, a massive piece of black cast iron that only got better over the years. Grandma knew you should never wash this pan with dish soap. It was only rubbed with coarse salt and lightly oiled. This created a natural patina that worked better than any modern Teflon coating from the supermarket. Fried potatoes became incredibly crispy in it without ever sticking to the bottom. The thick walls stored the heat so well that the meat continued to cook perfectly even after turning off the stoveplate. A tool that didn't end up scratched in the trash after a few years, but was often passed on to the next generation. The wooden darning mushroom. A smoothly polished mushroom made of hard beechwood that was often used directly at the kitchen table. When the thick wool socks for winter had a hole, the mushroom was simply pushed under the fabric. The smooth domed surface perfectly stretched the material. With calm stitches, Grandma then wove a new thread over the hole. No throwaway society where broken things are immediately discarded. The wooden mushroom lay wonderfully in the hand and made a tedious task amazingly easy. The hard wood effortlessly withstood the pointed needles and was an indispensable helper in everyday life for decades. The mechanical apple peeler, a small masterpiece of green lacquered cast iron that was screwed firmly to the table with a clamp. Grandma speared the apple onto the central fork and simply turned the crank. As if by magic, a small blade glided along the fruit. In seconds, the apple was peeled, cored, and cut into perfect, even spirals. It was extremely fast and fascinating to watch. Modern plastic peelers often slip or break, but this robust mechanics always worked. The wafer-thin apple rings went straight into the dough for the warm strudel, a device that brought pure joy into the kitchen and never failed. The spring whisk. A long handle made of sturdy wire, ending in a springy, open spiral below. Grandma used this special whisk for small quantities in shallow bowls. By simply moving it up and down from the wrist, the spring whipped rapidly against the bottom. This way, a single egg white or a small leftover of cream became stiff in record time. The open shape ensured that absolutely nothing got stuck in between, and everything could be washed off immediately. No bulky device that took up a lot of space, but a slim, ingenious piece of wire. The spring force did half the work and spared the wrists. The iron ice cube tray. A flat tray made of sturdy aluminum with a lever mechanism in the middle. Grandma filled it with water and put the cold metal in the freezer. When the cubes were hard, there was no tedious pushing out of soft silicone. Grandma simply pulled the big lever upward. A loud crack, and the inner grid lifted. All ice cubes were perfectly released at once and tumbled into the glasses. The cool metal also froze the water much faster than modern plastic trays, an absolutely indestructible design that reliably provided cooling on hot summer days. The double rocking knife. Two sharp, crescent-shaped blades made of the best steel, connected by two thick wooden handles at the ends. Grandma placed fresh herbs from the garden on a heavy wooden board and let the knife glide over them with calm rocking movements. The blades cut chives, parsley, and onions extremely cleanly without crushing them. This way, the valuable essential oils stayed in the soup, not on the board. The weight of the steel made the work completely effortless. No dull blenders that chop everything into mush. After the work, the knife was only briefly rinsed under water. The crank bread slicing machine. This is a massive device that was often mounted firmly on a thick wooden board. It has a large round knife with wavy sharpening. A small lever set the exact slice thickness. By calmly turning the crank, the sharp knife glided completely effortlessly through the bread. Grandma cut fresh, even slices with it every morning. The soft bread was never crushed, and the crumbs didn't fly all over the kitchen. The quiet whirring of the wheel and the scent of freshly cut bread simply belonged to the perfect morning. It needed absolutely no loud motor, just this proven mechanics and an extremely sharp blade. True quality never needs a power outlet. It only needs proven mechanics and durable materials that outlast many generations. If you want more of these brilliant everyday hacks, leave a subscription now, give a like, and simply write in the comments below.